A very big welcome to you, my dear Taurus. The sun now is in Leo, and have the strength to continue. This is what happened to me. I thought I'm gonna end these readings, and at the end of it, I realized that the message was there to continue, to have the strength, no matter what is happening around, to continue bringing the message out into the world, of uniting with the duality, of uniting the wild and the innocent, right? And there we see the infinite aid. So the sun is really that strong moment where we feel its rays, where we feel the heat. And today it is a hot day, and we feel that this strength is extraordinary. This strength is moving, right, is actually shifting us. And so the sun also gives the light to the moon, which is in your sign. And you see clearly that the path out of the subconscious continues again and again. Each time when the moon is in your sign, that's when I do the reading, not because you have it in your chart. If you do, great, but it's not about that. It's about the subconscious. I need to tap into the subconscious through the moon on the day the moon is in your sign, and this is how I can bring you the message. We're going to look at the King of Pentacles, and we have three variations. One where the King of Pentacles has above him as a soul aspect Aries. And Aries is between the 10th to the 20th of April. Is your birthday there? Then this combination I did in the previous reading, so have a look there, right? Then we have the classical Taurus, where above he has here the Hierophant as a soul aspect, and below he is the King of Pentacles, right? That's between the 21st of April to the 9th of May. Is your birthday there? I do this today. And then there is a third combination to the next zodiac sign, and it is here the Knight of Swords, Gemini, but he has Taurus above him, and so there's a mix. And it's really interesting because these mix make it that you are noticing things are a little different, right, than to the classical Taurus. So this is between the 10th to the 20th of May. Is your birthday there? Then I'm gonna do this today as well, because I'm going with the moon, and the moon is in Taurus. Back to the last reading, we had Cancer Sun giving Taurus moon the light, and we had the station Uranus in Gemini for 7 years. Uranus is going to stay there, and that's going to change the communication. And so for the Knight of Swords, this is important, right? Because he's going to feel that. But in the next reading, not this Knight of Swords, because he doesn't have Gemini above him. He has the Hierophant above him, Taurus. So the King of Pentacles, freedom begins in your mind. And the Knight of Swords, many paths, many leaders. So here you are, right, with the reading. And I looked if there is a reoccurring card, and there is not, right? So that's when I also look if there is a card coming back again to talk a second time, and there is not. Great. So we begin with the King of Pentacles. He's the second house of resources and worth, and it is always about worth, because the banks and the institutions are bringing us that feeling of how worth are you, or worthy. Then here we see the Four of Cups is coming, and the Four of Cups is the constellation Moon in Cancer. And what I'm going to do now with these new types of readings, I'm just looking at the King of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords, with, of course, above here the Hierophant, right? And I'm going to take the card from the deck of Taurus, and I'm going to look deeper into that card. So here the moon in Cancer, I'm going to pick a moon card, and I'm going to pick a card from Cancer's deck and see what the message is. But here the 2 and the 4 is a 6, and it's really interesting. He sits behind him. It's almost like he's like a beggar. He's like he needs to ask for this love here. There's someone that is kind of like, please, right, love me. It's almost like you are not even noticing that this person is sitting there. And there's this hand that is reaching towards him and gives him a 4th cup. And he only sees these 3. And the 3 is the Empress. And the 3 is always that I can create something new. So the 6 appears here, which is love. So I think you might be this person back here. Or you are not noticing that this person is sitting here. And for some reason, I feel like this cup, he wishes this cup is coming from you. I don't know, something is letting me know there is something where he's almost begging for love and he's getting it, but he's, the way you're giving it to him, not facing him, he's not even noticing it. So the moon is bringing the dragon's horde, protecting the future, the number 12. And the 12 is either Neptune, right? Neptune is in Aries. And it's also the 12th zodiac sign, which is Pisces. And the dragon's horde is like, here you're getting a card that is letting you know something special is coming to you. It's almost like this egg that the dragon is watching is coming and bringing you prosperity, is bringing you the future, right? And so it's really interesting. He's looking to the left and he's looking to the right. So I'm just going to put him down. And so this is the moon in Cancer, and Cancer is bringing the moon in Sagittarius. So the moon card is here, right? And now the moon in Sagittarius is saying, well, take steps. Don't just sit here, right? Don't sit and moan, right? The 12 and the 4 is the 16. Let go of something that doesn't work so that you can really get this new aspect, right, of life. And of course, the 16 turns into a 7. And the 7 is the emotional intelligence that we need to understand all of this. So then the 7 and the 9 creates the 16 again. And so something is needing to go, particularly that you're not seeing that you're getting this cup and you just focus on these 3 cups. And it's kind of like you're sad. It's kind of like you're sitting there. You're like, oh, well, right? And of course, here the sun and the moon. We have the 9, that's the completion, moon in Sagittarius. And so there's a Sagittarius here that is sitting and maybe not feeling what's happening here. And this action is painful because the 9 wands. It's like you taking so much action. It's almost like you need to summon all your strength. But I think it has to do with this person here behind you, where it's almost like you're giving this person the love, but it's not really arriving, right? And then here the dragon is behind him. And the dragon is a lot of fire, right? And moon in Sagittarius, it's like a lot of fire and a little bit of water. The 4, right? The 4 of cups. A stability, but not really a stability. Something here going on, right? Behind your back. And so the 7 is left in the end, right? 7 is the emotional intelligence that we need to understand all of this. The 7 and the 2 is then the 9. A 9-9 portal is coming up. And 2 times the 9 is like become creative in how you see this, how you see the dragon's horde, right? Protecting the future. And this is maybe what you need to protect, But then you need to face this person and give the person the cup and look him in the eye. So this is what came up, right? But now I want to see what the Mother Peace Tarot is saying. And the Mother Peace Tarot is bringing you the moon to the left. So the moon is clearly now in your sign, and the moon is speaking and is saying, well, you need to see that the moon is pointing at you. Right, as a clarification, I place this card behind you, not in front of you, because we're reading to the right, we're not reading to the left. We're going to your full moon, which you have in Scorpio. So the 2 and the 18 is the 20, that's Jupiter. That's the last judgment, that's a calling. The moon is calling you, is letting you know you gotta awaken here to the magic of the moon. What is then the moon saying to the 4 of Cups? The 18 and the 4 is the 22, that's Uranus. And Uranus is in Gemini, so a new communication is opening up. So you're giving this cup to this person and bring stability by offering love to this person. And the 20, the 2 and the 0, then there is a spiritual healing happening and a new beginning can start. What is the dragon's hoard and the 4 and the moon bringing? So the 12 and the 18, that's a 30. The 3 in the 0. The 3 cups here at the bottom. The 3, the Empress, 0, the new beginning, the Fool. Or we create the 3, and here the 18 is the 9 and the 3 is the 12. So the dragon is coming up. In your subconscious you are noticing that there is a strength and that you need to protect the future. It is important. And then the 3 is left. Okay, so that's what's happening here. And then what is the moon saying to the 9 of Wands? So in a way, right, we have here either a 27 when we calculate it all together, or the 9-9 portal. If you unite the 18 here, then you get a 9-9 portal. And the moon is saying, well, find the strength always to balance yourself out between the sun and the moon. Very important, right? This is what the moon is saying. Notice, observe, and watch, and see how important it is that all of this is talking to you, my dear Taurus. Now Gemini. Gemini is connected with the 3rd house of communication and interaction, and he's getting the 3 of Wands. And so, yeah, you're running to your motorcycle so that you can go to a place where you can surf, because surfing is fun, like flying is fun. There is a 33, and that's mastery. Now this is the constellation Sun in Aries, and Aries is literally saying, well, go for it, right? Go for the fun, because she's literally, yes, I'm gonna surf those waves. And so the 33 is mastery, right? You're coming into mastery in the way you take action, not just thinking, but also in the way you take action, and you taking actions that are fun. So we're going to look deeper into this. I'm going to put you aside. So, sun, the sun is bringing you the ignition, the fire, the 8. And you see here the fire. Here you have 1, 2, 3 fire, and you notice the 8 and the 3 is the 11. So there's a portal right away letting you know you can go for it. You can now create something special, something magic. It's almost like there it is, right? So it's like you go into these waves and then you're like reaching the infinite. The 8, the symbols, the fire, the ignition, the creativity. It's beautiful. The 11 as a portal. What is coming from Aries deck? The Queen of Swords. Now, the Queen of Swords, of course, is Libra. So she's the 7th zodiac sign. The 7 and the 8 is the 15, and that's the devil. That's Capricorn. That's work. That's success. That's climbing up the ladder. Maybe surfing up the ladder, right? So the 15 and the 3 is the 18. So in your subconscious, you know that the moon right now in Taurus is bringing you new adventure, but also a surfing in your mind. The 7 and the 3 is the 10. The 10 and the 8, again the 18, the 9. The 9 and the 3 is the 12. All 12 zodiac signs or Neptune. The 3 is left. You are left. You are coming out of all of this in a new way. You're surfing, you're igniting, and then the ideas are coming. The Queen of Swords, right? You're the Knight of Swords. So here she is. She's literally saying, well, then you grow up when you go through this ignition, through this 11 portal. 7-11 or 11-7 could be a date. Beautiful, right? You can see it's like there is the magic. So of course I want to see what is the Queen of Swords saying. And through her deck, the 5 of Pentacles is coming. And the 5 of Pentacles is connected with Taurus. That's you just good in the financial section, right? You have that one coin, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4 coins around. That's stability. And in that stability, you see here the 7 and the 4 is an 11. The 8 and the 3 is an 11. 11-11 portal. 11-11 as a date, or 11-11 o'clock. Beautiful. So you need to observe how you talk about yourself. You need to see how you think about yourself when it comes to money. Money grows if the center is strong. If the center is not strong, money can simply just not grow, right? It's that central wand that is creating then the fruits that we can sell and make money. And so these 3 wands, right, are literally saying, well, maybe it's these 3 or it's these 3. Beautiful, right? So the 5 is here less difficult. Usually the 5s are always difficult. It's that human aspect of ourselves that we need to learn and grow and challenge. And still you have an 11-11 portal, right? And that's what's important. That's what we see here. Good. So now, of course, I want to see what is bringing the Mother Piece Tarot. The Mother Piece Tarot is bringing you the Shaman of Discs to the right. And that's Taurus. And you see the Shaman here and here the King of Pentacles look completely different, right? The Shaman is someone that goes to the eagle with the donkey and asks him for advice. And it's facing the right. And in there we notice, okay, it's important that you understand the 2. It's important that you understand the institutions, the banks. So we're going to see what is Taurus saying to each of the cards. What is Taurus saying to you? It's almost like go and take that motorcycle and drive to the bank. Or visit this Taurus that you know. And get the wisdom, the earth wisdom that you sometimes miss because you're up here in the air. But you are connected here with Taurus. So in a way, there's a Taurus in your life that is helping you to understand. So the 2 and the 3 is the 5. Your self-worth is defined, of course, through Taurus. And maybe that's where you're running away from. What is Taurus saying to the Three of Wands, the 3 and the 2 again, the 5, your self-worth grows and gets stronger when you serve, when you do take action, when you do the things that you love. So go for it, right? It's almost like, yes, go for it. You got the wisdom and now you can go for it. What is then he saying to the sun that brought the ignition? The 8 and the 2 is the 10, a new cycle in the way you handle action, in the way you handle fire, in the way you handle doing. And you have the signs, right? You have the symbols. They're all there, and you got them from the ego, from a higher consciousness. Beautiful, the 10, right? The 10 is saying, well, there is the status, right? You're going up and make the money. And so now I want to see, of course, also what is Taurus saying here to the 5 of Pentacles. And since this is Mercury in Taurus, right? So it's kind of like Mercury in Taurus. There is Taurus. The 2 and the 5, the 7 have the emotional intelligence to understand how money functions. Connect with this coin. The same way he is holding one coin, and the same way he is not holding a coin, but he's holding his shield. And it's his shield that is letting him know that he's protected in the matrix. And he sees through the 7th chakra, the higher consciousness, that money is really just an energy, and that energy you can use to make it happen, whatever it is that you need to make happen. And so there is the 7 that is coming up here. And of course, since he is Taurus, I wanted to see what is Taurus saying. And Taurus is bringing you the pages of Pentacles. And so here we see the 2 and the 3 zodiac signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. We had the 15, the climbing up, the being attached to the money, to the career. So understand that this is you as a young person when you're learning about money, right? It's almost like you have this person in your life. Either you are this person or you have a Taurus in your life and you know this person from a young age. So the 5 and the 3 is the 8, right? And the 8 is that infinite learning, is that 8 that has come here through the ignition, through the fire. So learn as much as you can from the earth signs, because the earth signs are important because they are close to the money. And in being close to the money, they understand what it takes to work the earth so that we can make money. And so it's clear there is a message that is coming to you, and you are gonna learn. You're gonna learn to awaken to that. And so this is the reading between the King of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords, but above them here the Hierophant. And so I hope I see you in the next reading. That's when we get the Sun in Virgo. Until then, I thank you so much for being with me. Namaste.